Many clients are dreaming of handover visits with zero admin burden behind it. From our statistics, every hour you spend during a site visit results in one more hour of admin burden. Instead of sharing a nice meal with your family and friends in the evening after the visits, it becomes rather compiling a professional handover report that you see on your plate. Today, stakeholders have set up new ways of working where all these admin tasks have been reduced by more than 50%. Their dream of having a handover visit without any emails, phone calls, complicated Excel sheets, and neither having to merge the data from pen and paper into Word documents is now achievable. To answer the question of how to do the handover visit in the most efficient way, let's review the classic way of how you, as a client, are doing your handover visits today and afterwards compare that to the new solution that has been implemented for a couple of years already. It all starts with you on the construction project, kindly waiting for the other members of the project. First, the architect will join. The second to join is of course the contractor. From away, you have as well the subcontractors who are waiting for their lists of defects to be solved. Now let's take a more detailed look on how this handover visit happens in most cases. Together with the architect, all defects that need to be repaired are listed. Once done, all these defects are communicated to the contractor. The contractor receives the list of defects. He ensures that each remark is assigned to the correct type of trade and assigned to the correct subcontractor. Of course, he is not allowed to delete any defects. The subcontractor then receives his task list from the contractor. He will then start executing them and keep informing the contractor of his progress. Once the tasks are finished, the contractor will perform a quality check and inform the architect to review and close the open remarks. The architect closes all the remarks and documents them appropriately. So far so good, nothing new. But who is responsible for what during this process? Well, as a client, you are only allowed to give advice to the architect and to have a view on the defects lists he sums up. He doesn't have the legal right to create defects. The architect is legally representing the interests of the client. He is allowed to list defects and communicate them to everyone. Additionally, he is responsible for the final handover report that will be distributed to all stakeholders. The contractor controls and reassigns defects in the form of tasks to the appropriate subcontractor. He is not allowed to delete or archive any defects created by the architect. The subcontractor only has the right and ability to see his assigned tasks, take action and start the works. Like the contractor, he is not allowed to delete or archive any defects. Finally, to communicate all these defects, the architect needs to create a report that aggregates all the remarks. The report is used as legal basis and is shared with the client and contractor. The old ways of working consist of aggregating paper versions of remarks, pictures, pieces of plans, all this in a manual way when you are back at the office. It usually takes 1 hour of admin work per hour that you have spent on site. Of course, you are wondering, but how does this work in the new era of digitalization? Well, with the new solution, it allows to create an automated report in 5 clicks containing mandatory information in a structured way. Once generated, the report is automatically distributed to all stakeholders involved. As a result, an architect just saves 50% of his time. Great, this dream has come true. Let's quickly have a look on how they do this. As usual, together with the architect, you create snags of all defects that need to be repaired. The architect creates a point in the app for every defect he spotted. The status at this stage of the work is usually observed. This is a starting status of every remark annotation. Once all defects are listed, they are communicated to the contractor. He can then check each remark that is assigned to the correct type of trade and assigned to the correct subcontractor. He is not allowed to delete or archive any defects. At this stage, the contractor will use the status planned to confirm he has set a due date and reassigned subcontractors to that point if appropriate. Next stage is, once the subcontractor has taken action and solved the defects, he sets a status on done by subcontractor. After that, the contractor verifies the work and sets the stage on checked. Once checked, the architect is automatically informed that defects are solved and that he can review the open remarks. The architect sets a stage of the point initially to create closed, once he confirms that the defects are solved as per the requirements. He can then archive the point in order to keep a trace in case any problems occur. This was in summary the process using APROPLAN statuses. The architect will then print and digitally distribute the automatically created handover report in a few seconds. Just take a look at your tablet and it's running by itself. What a pleasure. Report layout and structure can be personalized in all ways possible. Very handy when you want different levels of information to be shared with others. Finally, the client will receive the report and then he will have a clear and concise overview of the project progress. This was a story of how clients made their dream come true. Hope you liked it.